Betis versus Atletico, Atalanta versus Juventus. As usual, 2 outcomes for each match here in video format, plus an accumulator bet, which will be posted on Telegram with odds of 3.67. So we have cup matches ahead of us. Of course, there are some sharp moments here, which, again, I think I managed to avoid. And there are some risky spots and some odds that, in my opinion, are debatable. I believe I managed to pick the right options, and I hope they come through. So the first option is for the Betis versus Atletico match. Well, it's definitely time for Atletico to wake up. Atletico hasn't exactly looked confident in several matches so far, and in a few games, Atletico has clearly failed to hit their total. We've seen goalless draws in general, and we've also seen matches where even as favorites they fail to score against teams that concede a lot. And this, of course, is definitely not the norm for Atletico, let's put it that way. That's why I think it's time for them to wake up. I think it's time for them to start hitting their totals again. You could go with an interval, or you could bet on Atletico to score in the first half, which isn't bad either. But in the end, I'll take the overall interval as my second pick, and for my first option, I'll go with the total for the whole match. Not the overall total, more precisely the individual total, but for the whole match without intervals. So the individual total for the second team. Atletico over 1.5 goals at odds of 1.96. The next option is the interval total. I think that since there are goalless draws and since both teams, if we expect it from Atletico, Betis can do it too, because again, we can look at their head-to-head matches from say 2023, 2024, 2025. Last time they didn't score, before that they did, before that they scored and won, and before that they scored again. So basically Betis does manage to score from time to time. Although to be fair, in their recent games they've probably already, let's say, scored enough for their average statistics, enough for their average numbers. Well, we'll see, anything can happen here. I think that between the two teams, they can easily manage to score within half an hour. A goal from the 1st to the 30th minute, yes, that's 1.88. Next up is the match Atalanta versus Juventus. Well, our relationship with Atalanta this season has been complicated because we were counting on them for the strategy I recorded for you regarding their individual total over 1.5, but this season they decided to back off a bit and not show themselves at all. I think it's time for both teams to wake up. There have been goalless draws on both sides. Of course, even though this is Italy and they generally like to score, I wouldn't say that just because both teams have played out goalless draws, it's highly likely to happen again. For example, over 2 goals exactly, let's try to take that bet at odds of 1.52. And next up is Juventus. Yes, indeed, lately they really haven't been performing very well. These totals that they're hitting look at the very least unconvincing. I think it's time for them to show themselves more convincingly and score at least an average amount of goals. And as for Atalanta, even though this season, as we can see, they're really not reaching their usual total, and we've actually stopped betting on them. Yeah, we've dropped the idea of betting on them to score over 1.5 because for now they clearly can't seem to get going or show themselves properly. Let's try taking over 1 exactly for Juventus at odds of 1.6. These are the options we've come up with. Also, an accumulator with odds of 3.67 will be posted on Telegram on Thursday. There's an accumulator every day and live bets every day. We keep stats for you and offer solid, reliable options based on proven strategies. All the details are in the comments. Good luck. See you. And you also have a great opportunity to get a 500% bonus directly to your deposit, 20 free spins, and monthly cashback. Especially for our subscribers, the company has prepared an awesome bonus. Go to our Telegram channel, and there you'll find all the links to claim this bonus. Be sure to take advantage of this opportunity, because a 500% deposit bonus is a very substantial amount, and of course the 20 free spins, which you can use however you like. All the details will be in the comments under this video. Make use of the bonus